Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to Word Up Wednesdays. Today is the first Wednesday in March. Today is March 2nd, 2022. We're going to start with our holidays and events for today. Today is National Old Stuff Day, World Teen Mental Wellness Day, Texas Independence Day, Stop Bad Service Day, National Read Across America Day. I'm going to make sure I read something today. National, even though I've already read a few articles or so today. National Banana Cream Pie Day, National Egg McMuffin Day, International Rescue Cat Day, Ash Wednesday. I heard somebody say that on the radio earlier that it was Ash Wednesday. Today is American Citizenship Day, Adwa Victory Day, and today is Dr. Seuss's birthday. All right. So even if you don't celebrate any of those holidays or events, just celebrate life by being positive and loving towards yourself and loving towards others. I guess I just want to go ahead and say that you all did a fantastic and wonderful job on your for the Black History acrostics for our Black History program last Thursday. I did get some feedback from some participants saying that they did love your pieces and they wanted to know how to get into the Word Up class. Also, I want to say to you all, if you have not or you did not get an opportunity to sign up for this session's Word Up class, you don't have to commit to it all the time. But if you're just interested, you can come up to the facility on Wednesdays at 10:30 to participate in the Word Up class on site. So it's only permitted for the people who take Word Up virtually. You are welcome to come to the classroom just to check it out, sit in class. I have materials here for everybody to use, composition books and different lessons that I'm going to be teaching on site rather than in class. So I just wanted to put that out there. But other than that, if anyone has any pieces to share, we're going to go ahead and do that today. But other than that, I have a few pieces I'm going to read to just inspire you. And I'm going to give you all a prompt. So after the first piece that I read, I want you all to write down a prompt, which is our second lesson for this year. The first lesson that I given you all was the actual Black History acrostics. So please get a pen and paper, if you don't mind. All right.
Before you go on, Kim, I wanted to say that I really enjoyed the drama team, and I'm sorry that you're not seeing my face, but I just walked in the door and I'm eating breakfast. I didn't want y'all to see me eating. So.
No
Why? Why?
but it's not a pretty sight. That's why.
But
I really.
Go ahead.
I really thoroughly enjoyed Miss Jean and her class. That was so amusing. It was comical. It was everything that I've seen in my classes, my little elementary school classes as well. So thank you so much for that.
It was really good. And Miss Gloria Langley, for the program, you look so beautiful too. I loved your.
Yes.
All right. And Miss Catherine, you did so good on your piece too. I see you stepped it up with all your pronunciations and your rhythm and everything. It was so good.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss Jean.
Kim, I don't know what size your head is, but you wear so many hats. You put everything together and you narrate, then you say, lift every voice. But anyway,
what you laughing at, Miss Catherine? What you laughing for, Miss
Oh,
Cat?
well, next time, Kim, I will sing it, and then and you do a voiceover. Because
Okay,
I
cool.
can sing a little bit, Kim, and I've been told I have perfect pitch. But anyway, I think you did so well, Kim. You must run around that whole center 25 times a day.
Yes, ma'am. Even I actually do be running around, so the staff be laughing, saying, "Look at Kim." They just be laughing. But
I
I was gonna say
know.
the size of my head is big.
Extra large.
All right. So anyway, I hope you have pen and paper out, and I'm gonna start this one piece by Maya Angelou. It's on aging. When you see me sitting quietly like a sack upon a shelf, don't think I need your chattering. I'm listening to myself. Hold, stop, don't pity me. Hold, stop your sympathy. Understand it if you got it, otherwise I'll do without it. When my bones are stiff and aching and my feet won't climb the stair, I will only ask one favor. Don't bring me no rocking chair. When you see me walking, stumbling, don't study and get it wrong. Cause tired don't mean lazy, and every goodbye ain't gone. I'm the same person I was back then. A little less hair, a little less chin, a lot less lungs, and much less wind. But ain't I lucky I can still breathe in?
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
We ought to write one on age.
Yeah.
You already have, haven't you? Didn't you do one?
Probably. I think I did write an acrostic on
Yeah.
aging.
Miss Jean
Yes.
got several pieces on that's about like aging and stuff.
Kim,
Yeah.
what was the title of that one?
It's called, actually, I don't even see a title.
Okay.
Yep, but it's by Maya Angelou, but it's on aging. So if you put in like Maya Angelou and on aging, it'll probably come up. Yeah. And so first I'm gonna give you a prompt and then I'm gonna read another piece. All right, everybody write this down and I'm gonna put it in the chat. This should be pretty fun. All right, this is the second lesson. All right, and I want you all to ponder our next piece too. Not this one, but I'm gonna give you all a piece to include into the art exhibit this year. All right, it's
I'm
going
in
to
class
be,
right now. Call you back. Okay, babe. All right.
it's going to be write your life story in 10 sentences or less.
That's what we got to do.
Yes. Now this next lesson I'm going to give you is going to be for Older Americans Month. And one thing is we were not able to use that slideshow for the Black History program, but we will still use that. I may even change the wording with the acrostics and everything, but still use those pictures and everything with another slideshow and add to it. All right, so if you all have any suggestions or ideas, please pitch them to me so we can make things greater and better. I want you all to collect images and words. I will provide the poster board if you don't have one. We will create poetry vision boards for older Americans month to be displayed. All right, so it's gonna be kind of like in a collage, scrapbook, vision board format. All right, so Older Americans Month is in May. I'm going to provide the poster board for you all, but if you don't want to travel here at the Darnell Center to get a poster board costs $1 at the dollar store. Also,
Correction, $1.25 at the dollar store.
okay, yeah, I want to change my mind. I don't want to use poster boards. How about I just purchase those like the science boards or the media boards that you can close like that. They open and
The
that
triboard.
yes,
the
ma'am,
trifold board.
trifold board. I'm gonna
They
get
have those at the dollar store too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get trifold boards for all of us. If someone does not want to travel here to get mine or whatever, you're more than welcome to purchase your own. But the reason why I'll use the trifold board because it stands up more sturdier than the poster board, and you're able to, you know, manipulate that a little bit better. However, if you want to get a poster board to put the stuff on it and put it on the center part of that triboard or use, you know, you can go crazy with this particular board. However, the theme for the piece, I don't care what your theme is, as long as it has poetry included. For example, you might be dedicating your whole board to your pet. You might have a pet fish named Bubble Eye. I don't know. So everything could be about your fish and a poem about your fish and, you know, pictures surrounding your fish and colors. And don't forget that you can add magazine pictures and words and papers. You can also clip your words out of newspapers and magazines to actually make your poetry with the words rather than you writing them to be artistic. You can apply cloth fabrics to this board, glitter, your drawings. You know, you want it to be poetic, but still artistic for somebody to be able to look at. And if you want the board to tell a story from one section to the other, like a comic strip or something like that, you know, all of these are ideas, and you can look online to look at different vision boards and poetic scrapbook pages, that type of thing. They have a lot of images out there. And so for the second lesson, although some of you may be finished next week, take your time. I would like for you to write your life story in 10 sentences or less. This Catherine looking like, what in the world?
I know what I got myself into.
Write your life story in 10 sentences or less. It's really challenging to me too. So I'm kind of like, I think I want to, one thing that might help you with the life story is to, of course, if you're alive, there's not an ending, but you can either put the ending where your life is now and say something like, and it goes on and on, or to be continued, that type of thing. Or you can visualize your own ending and kind of write it as if this is what you would like to happen, type of thing. However, starting to write one sentence for your beginning and something for your ending might help you just go ahead and be able to put 8 more sentences in between that. That's just an example or some suggestion or inspiration how to start.
Okay, I'm okay with the life story, but go back to the Older Americans Month. So
Okay.
our you said, did you say something about a theme? I'm trying to see why we're doing anything we want. I mean, it doesn't have to pertain to older Americans, is that right?
No, Older Americans Month is just to, every May, we celebrate older Americans. And Older Americans Month deals with whatever you all have to offer. So right now, from my Word Up class, you all are writers, and I want you to offer your writing skills, but dealing with something visual for them to see. So we want to create these boards either for them to be displayed somewhere, or I may just take photographs of them and include them into our slideshow. However, the main thing, the main portion of this piece is the fact that you're writing. So the fact that it's in poetic form means that you can write about anything. For example, that's why I said your board could be all about your pet. You might decide to write about your bird. You might decide to write about the food that you love, which is all kind of different chocolates, and just have your board dealing with chocolates and stuff. I don't know, you might have some real chocolate put up there. I don't know, but you might write about Black mothers. I'm not really sure. You can come in, Anthony. Hi.
How are you?
Good. You can have a seat right there.
Okay.
We got a student in here, young people.
Okay.
So go ahead, Ms. Jean. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I share my acrostic that I wrote I don't know when I wrote it, on aging.
Okay.
Okay.
Aging. One second.
Give me
Okay.
1 second,
Sorry. Okay, go, Ms. Jean.
Okay, aging, accumulating numerous aches and pains, groaning, gripping, grasping, wait a minute, groaning, gripping, gasping, and always gripping for support, insulting, ignoring people, indignant and impatient, nagging, yes, nagging, graying, glasses, gratitude, grinning, geezers.
And she made old people look so bad on that.
Don't they look good? That's what aging is. But I don't know. I couldn't think of anything but N. You guys help me with N. I just said nagging. What do old people do at N?
What's the N for?
Aging, A-G-I-N-G.
They never get young again.
Oh, well.
No. They need plenty of love and attention.
How about nosy?
Some older people are nosy. Older people mind their business, but I guess some older people are nosy.
Okay.
That could be any age. Y'all see y'all fellow Word Up student right here in the classroom. You want to wave to the class? No, the camera right there.
Doing right.
So we have several people in the virtual class. I just wanted you to see them.
Okay.
And what we're doing is I just was giving them the lesson on what we actually going to be working on. So that was really good, Miss Jean. Does it have a title?
No.
Aging.
Okay, cool.
What happened when we age?
You wrote your name on that sheet already. What happens when you age? Well,
I just said that.
If y'all want to write a piece on aging, feel free. So I have another piece And it's kind of like, I want y'all to listen to it so you can actually really think about it. All right, this piece. This piece. This is the paper I just took for you. Okay, I didn't give you a paper yet. That's what I'm wondering. All right. Fill out your name, phone number, and your client ID, please. Okay. And I have paper for you. I'm glad you brought some though. All right. Miss Jean, did you say that piece had a title?
No, I haven't, but.
All right, for anybody that just came in the classroom, because I see some people, if you want to look in the chat, this, I'm just going to quickly go over that. This is where we have our new lessons. If you see that, Miss Shanette, our second lesson, and it's no rush, but what you want to write is your life story in 10 sentences or less.
Oh my goodness.
Write your life story in 10 sentences or less. And what I did to encourage everybody is I told everybody maybe what could help you is to write down what your beginning sentence would be and what the end sentence would be. That's already 2 sentences, so you only have 8 more to do. But the end, since you're still living, you can write it as the end of your present, how you're living now, or what you envision or dream for your end to be like. So that could possibly help you. I don't know, but some of you might know exactly what you want to write in 10 sentences. Write your life story in 10 sentences or less. So even though, you can keep that pad for yourself. I'm going to offer you a pad for the class that you can write your things in.
I have a story.
What kind of story you got?
Those 12 words.
Oh, you
My
talking
12
about
word story.
you're talking about the paint chip poetry.
I don't know what it was. I know you said it was 12 words. You gave us 12 words for a story.
That was the paint chip poetry. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, my 12 words are showtime, pollen, bright idea, lightning, blazing sun. It might have been blazing star. Rubber ducky, school bus, yellow jacket, taxi, sunny side up, yellow brick road, and zest of light. Okay, here we go. This may not be the real name, but let's get it on. Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Today we are going to have a beautiful day. It's showtime, but not at the Apollo. There will be no pollen in the air to block our view. Bright ideas to light up the sky. So intensifying, electrifying, that you will think it's lightning. With blazing sun, radiant colors, there's no rubber ducky to play with, so we will do our best. The school bus that comes through our neighborhood is filled with kids with their yellow jackets on. One of them got left, so the taxi picked her up. Oh, I have a taste for an egg sunny side up. That makes me feel like I could ease on down the yellow brick road with a zest of life. Did you get all the words?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
And you put it together good too.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we can't see you.
Thank you.
Well, my hair's sticking all over my head. My face look all shiny.
Let's see it. We want
I
to
just
see
glow.
it.
I glow in the day and night. So
We want to see it.
She glows.
I'll show you one day. I do have my hair rollers.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gloria wrote her thing about her aunt. I had started writing something about my dad.
Okay.
It may be too long. I'll show you that. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, okay?
Okay, what you want to do? Read some of it.
Yeah.
It has a title.
A man's man.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hold on. My father, Israel Grant, was born July 22nd, 1932 in Camden, South Carolina. He was raised by a single mother along with his two brothers. Israel dropped out of school to help his mother financially. At the age of 14, my father left home to work with the power company. He would tell me and my siblings about how he got to Atlanta. He stated, I walked from South Carolina to Georgia by being a water boy for the people installing the lights because I was not old enough to help. After getting to Atlanta, my father had different jobs until he landed a job with Gulf Oil Service Station on Ponce de Leon at the corner of Piedmont Avenue, which is a BP station now. My father said he was one of the guys who pumped the gas for customers and wash their windows and do other art jobs. He stated the color could not change tire because management felt they was not smart enough. Soon my father hard work was initiated and was noticed at the service station, and he was trained in a variety of skills, which increased responsibility. Soon my father was promoted as the first Black to become a fuel truck driver in the company. With the promotion, he experienced tension, intimidation from fellow workers. Gulf Oil Company wanted my father to deliver the fuel to gas station at night because it is safer during the cooler part of the day and the station was empty of customers. My father received an increasing number of threats when he worked this shift. The teaser union contract required different pay for night workers, which meant more money. Some white coworkers did not want a Black man to receive as much or more pay as they got. I remember our driveway was blocked by those men, so my father could not go to work. The first night they burned a cross in our front yard. I think for a month or so, my mother decided to take me, my sister and brother and grandmother to her aunt's house before it get dark. Then she and her cousin would go back and safeguard the house. The teacher would think my father was in the house because the car was still in the yard, but he would walk to work. With the company backing him and his own common sense, he was able to succeed as a fuel truck driver. When he left Gulf Oil, he worked for some years for a motor company. Is that too long?
Okay, I want to stop you right there, but I do remember where you was, because one time Ms. Jean read us this story about these people who kind of didn't know who each other was, but they was explaining who each other was. When she came back on the story, I remember where it was. However, I just want to say that this particular story, is your father's name Ramus? Say it again. Say his name, first name.
Israel.
Israel. Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Israel, you're telling a story about how some things he had to go through and how rough it was for him. I don't know if the story is ending in that way, but is there a positive or a great ending of, meaning like an outcome of how, you know what I'm trying to say? Like some at the end, is it something great of that paid off from him going through all that stuff?
After he ended up with a service station off of Morton Avenue, and some of the same guys that was intimidating him, they always come visit him, buy gas from him.
Okay, so I don't know if you want your story to have like a positive ending, but it would be really refreshing to always see that if, even though people have trials and tribulations they have to go through, that they actually did have something positive come out of it, because your father is no longer with us, right? So if you could try to have some type of, even if the ending doesn't end up positive, just still show where his hard work paid off. And even if it's through the children, you know, I see that you sitting here beautiful and smart and eloquent. So maybe you can, if it's not all the way, probably like sometimes we know our father dreamed of having his own business, which you say did, but maybe something he didn't acquire, maybe y'all, it could have been put through you. You could have been like, well, maybe my dad didn't know that his work paid off, but I actually really appreciated everything he did, and it helped me get, you know, this far. So make sure that you have something that's really rewarding and positive at the end.
Okay.
But I do want to definitely hear the end of that. And I just
What I did on now, I did not put down like he did not have he only had a 7th grade education, but you would never you would never know it.
know it.
And from that, I ended up being a accountant. My daughter ended up being a biomedical engineer. I guess you said coming from him with his knowledge of math and whatever.
So when you continue to go through the story, please make sure to have that, because that'll be a really good story to read to your family, or to have put in some kind of scrapbook for a legacy to leave. You can read it for Thanksgiving. You can read it when you're just having a family movie night, something like that. So that's really, really good. And that inspires me to probably write something about somebody great in my family as well. All right. Thank you so much. And we definitely will come back to that. And I hope you can give it some kind of beautiful title as well. Yes, Miss Jean.
I just love that name, Israel.
Yeah.
Why did they name him Israel? I mean, he was like, he led all of you out of bondage. I mean, it's beautiful. And he was like the role model and somebody you guys looked up to. And just that name, Israel, that he came out of a bondage situation and became the leader. And it was beautiful. I loved it.
Miss Jessie, you got any poems or any writings you want to share with us today? I'm just giving you the opportunity. If you don't, it's no problem. Okay, no problem. So we'll in the future, if you want to recite any poems, we do that in this class. All right, this is the poem that you all can kind of key into. I'm gonna read it a little slow in case it's hard to keep up. But anyway, it's called Why English is Hard to Learn. Why English is Hard to Learn. We'll begin with box. The plural is boxes. Hold on one second. Yes, ma'am.
Friday, what time should I be here?
9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Miss Josephine, wait in. Go ahead. What you want to say? Regular hood. Yes, ma'am. What other one? Okay. Y'all see how these young folks just come into class, interrupt all kinds of stuff. I just play.
The doctor, hey, Kim, the doctor is in.
All right, here we go. Why English is hard to learn. We'll begin with box. The plural is boxes. But the plural of ox is oxen, not oxes. One fowl is a goose, and 2 are geese. Yet the plural of moose is never called meese. You may find a lone mouse or a house full of mice, but the plural of house is houses, not heist. The plural of man is always man, but the plural of pan is never pen. If I speak of a foot and you showed me 2 feet, and I give you a book, would a pair be a beak? If one is a tooth and a whole set are teeth, why shouldn't 2 booths be called beef? If the singular is this and the plural is these, should the plural of kiss be ever called keys? We speak of a brother and also of brethren, but though we say mother, we never say methering. Then the masculine pronouns are he, his, and him. But imagine the feminine she, shiz, and shim. That's it.
Oh,
It's sort of like when we listen to think about English and in grammar, we always saying, why is this word like this, but this word isn't, or so forth. Yes, Miss Jean.
I got one that's kind of fun, but you guys might want to think about it sometime. Peachtree. Peachtree Street has no beginning and no end. Here's some of the things of Peachtree. Peachtree Circle, Peachtree Place, Peachtree Lane, Peachtree Road, Peachtree Parking, Peachtree Run, Peachtree Terrace, Peachtree Avenue, Peachtree Commons, Peachtree Battle, Peachtree Corners, New Peachtree, Old Peachtree, West Peachtree, Peachtree Dunwoody, Peachtree Chambly, and Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. All in Atlanta, Peachtree.
That's true.
Wow.
Okay. Kim, what's the plural of moose?
Moose.
Moose. Moose.
I'm looking it up too, and it's not meat, so it's got to be
It's
moose.
definitely not meat.
Same, I guess.
Moose.
I thought it was moose.
I guess it is.
It's not
Moose.
mooses.
It's not
No, I
mooses.
thought it was moose.
No.
The only correct plural of moose is moose. Sometimes
Yeah.
people add a S to moose, but that is incorrect. Moose derives from the Algonquin, a Native American language. It's kept the same plural ending and had its original language instead of adopting the normal S. It's just regular moose.
Moose.
It's
You
just
saw
like
fi-
the plural for teeth is teeth.
The plural for what? T.
Yes.
You have a tooth and you have a teeth. One is a
You have
tooth.
a tooth and you have teeth.
Oh, yeah.
More than one, it makes it plural. It's a
Okay, I know
singular.
what I was trying to say. The plural for
What?
fish, the plural for fish is fish,
Right.
Not
not
fishes.
fishes. No.
Right.
All right. All right. Our last piece for today is called The Cookie Thief. A woman was waiting at the airport one night with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shop, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag between when she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. She read, munched cookies, and watched the clock. As the gutsy cookie thief diminished, her stopped. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I'd blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he'd do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half and he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, oh, brother, this guy has some nerve, and also he's so rude. Why he didn't even show any gratitude. She had never known when she had been so galled, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed for the gate, refusing to look at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat, then sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she grasped with surprise. There were her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are here, she moaned with despair, then the others were his and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. Y'all got it? She was eating his bag of cookies the whole time.
Right.
It was in a bag.
You know, we saw a film with about that.
Oh, for real?
With Destiny.
Hmm? You said who was what?
We
Destiny
sure
showed
did.
us. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about like the little, I know you're talking about the little cartoon.
Yeah,
on
we
YouTube.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I know you're talking about. So that was a wonderful class. Don't forget, some of you might have not heard that you that are participating in virtual class, you are more than welcome to come to the on-site class anytime you'd like. It's on Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11:30 at the Darnell facility. Thank you all so much for joining Word Up Wednesdays. Let me see y'all pump y'all fists. Word Up Wednesdays. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Peace and love, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Have a blessed day.
You too.